Hello there, World of Tankers. Welcome to the channel. Hopefully all of you are doing well out there. I'm, of course, your host, Untitled Blitz, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about the auction tanks in World of Tanks Blitz. The best vehicles to get your hands on during the final stage of the Blitz Fair auction, which I'm kind of sad that it's going to be going away, but it is New Year's today. Now, for me, it is currently 8 p.m., so it's not necessarily 2021 yet, but for those of you that are now a year ahead of me, or by the time you're watching this video, if it's already 2021 for you, Happy New Year's to you all. Hopefully you have a lot of good time with your family and you stay safe out there. Enjoy the break while you can off of work if you go to work during this weird time we are currently in. Something that you wouldn't have expected. If you told me that, 2 years ago that we would have had a massive pandemic like this, there's no way I could have ever predicted it. But here we are and we're still kicking. So we're going to be talking about the best tanks and the worst tanks in today's Blitz Fair auction. Now, as you can see, as well, got my webcam set up, and not to mention, my green screen actually works. So if you like seeing my face and you want to see it in more videos, please make sure to consider smashing that subscribe button down below, and as well, click that like button down below. Let me know in the comments if you do want to see more videos with the face cam on, or you want to leave it off and you want me to keep my face behind the screens. So talking about the vehicles in this year's Blitz Fair, there are a lot of them. We've actually gone through a lot of stages, and I'm kind of sad that they're all gone now. However, we are now nearing the final stage of the Blitz Fair, and a lot of tanks are already being sold very, very quickly. Some of them are very good, and some of them not necessarily the best. The ones I can say to stay very far away from are vehicles like the T2020, the Vindicator, as well. I can say the T55A isn't necessarily the best deal, but also it's not terrible for 11,000 gold. The Predator also isn't terrible. After the buff, it's a very strong tank in my personal opinion, but it does struggle on a lot of terrain as well. The Vindicator by far is a tank I would not suggest even my greatest enemies to play. 2 degrees of gun depression is just horrific. But in today's video, I'm going to be specifically talking about the Chimera, as this is, in my personal opinion, the tank to get this Blitz Fair. Now, that's not apparently how it works, because the tank to get this year is the VK90. Apparently, this thing has already sold almost 2,000 of them. If you do the math and say that the average person spends, let's say, 19,000 gold on the VK90, currently 2,000 have been sold for 20,000. So already they've been sold for more than that. But let's say the average person, and they're all 5,000 are gone, which they probably will be by the time it is 19,000 gold. The average person all buys it for 19,000. Wargaming will have made $250,000 on the VK90, which is ridiculous. It's crazy how much money they make off a singular vehicle. That means with all the tanks in this year's Blitz Fair, I did a little bit of math, they've probably made about $10 to $20 million selling tanks in this Blitz Fair auction just alone. Not even sure how much they're making off snow globes. It's crazy how much money they can make from a mobile game like this. So I was mind-boggled, but to be fair, they're good prices and people are getting what they want. So I can't complain, and I can't say Wargaming is being greedy the way they're selling these vehicles either, because it's first come, first serve when you do think about it. But as I said, the vehicle I would definitely suggest to look at getting is the Chimera, even above the 252. Next up, I would have to say, is the Object 252, as it's very cheap, only 8,500 gold. And then finally would be the T54 E2 Shark. These are the number 1, 2, and 3 vehicles that I would suggest. The Shark, in my opinion, is just a downright overpowered vehicle. It kind of slipped past a lot of people's minds, and they don't think it's that strong, but it really is. It's got the same hull armor, pretty much, as a T110E5, a tier 10 heavy. It's got a really strong gun, and as well, really solid turret armor. When you combine all those things with great gun depression, it's a beast of a tier 8 vehicle. Of course, the Object 252, I don't even need to get into that, because you probably already know all about it. And the Chimera is what we're going to be talking about in today's video, which in my opinion is definitely the tank you want to get if you can. Now, what makes the Chimera so strong? Well, it's not the camouflage that makes it kind of look like a cigarette butt. It is the gun and the armor profile mounted on this vehicle. This carries a 5-inch gun. Kind of weird how the British marketed the gun, but it carries a very large gun. 440 average damage. That's crazy for a tier 8 medium. By far the highest alpha. The next highest you'll find is on the Stg Guard and the T34 and pretty much this vehicle with 10 degrees of gun depression and as well decent turret armor. Stupid hull armor that gets a lot of ricochets. Pretty much just makes both of those vehicles irrelevant. Not to mention the Chimera goes quick. It goes 50 kilometers per hour. You can run the reductive armor on it, which of course makes it so that 20% of the damage you receive for I think 20 seconds or so is irrelevant. Really, the Chimera just breaks the limits, in my opinion, of a medium tank. And even against tier 9s, it still is ridiculously strong because, of course, let's say a vehicle like the Emil 2, well, great. You know, it's dealing 400 average damage, and it's got a clip, but I can still shoot it back, and I'll deal 440, and I could easily trade a shell with a vehicle like that. The Chimera is, all in all, a Carnarvon with a bigger gun on a mobile platform, which is really, really impressive. So what are we up against? So we got the VK168, Tiger 2, T26 E4. Ooh, that's actually quite a deadly tier 8 lineup. The VK168 isn't super strong, but it carries big alpha. And alpha hurts. When you get slapped for 460, you'll definitely feel it when you wake up in the morning. Now let's go for the lower play of that T26. Ooh, not penetrating there. Actually quite unfortunate. But I don't want to really poke that, to be honest. That's a Tiger 2 holding, very aggressive as well, not to mention. That's just a lot of no. But if we can snap a big shell, there you go. 466 hit points taken right off of that Tiger 2. And that is what I like to see. That's that big alpha of the Chimera showing its strengths there. It really is such a strong amount of damage. We also got vehicles like the Panther 2, which, there you go, another nice snap for 471. These are almost just average rolls you get with the tank, and as you can see, they kind of break the boundaries of fair and balanced. Now, we've also got tanks coming up behind us, and I don't necessarily want to get hit in the rear, so we're going to make our way over to the Panther 2, drive over the ridge before we get hit up the booty, and make our way back around to try and deal with vehicles like the Emil 2. Now, once we reload in a couple seconds, it shouldn't be too bad, so come on, reload, and fire. Oh, I thought we could hit the back of his turret, but he just turned it quick enough so that we couldn't. But again, with that 10 degrees of gun depression, we can just back up and get back in the cover, so not too bad at all. And in a couple seconds here, we'll have a shell reloaded and be able to snap maybe into the Emil. I'm not 100% sure. We're going to see, though, if we can. Come on, there's the T26. There's the Panther. Another nice tap for 420. Like, the crazy thing is that even with a massive low roll, you're still dealing 390 to 400 average damage, which isn't bad at all. That means that you're easily out trading tier 8 opponents. Vehicles like the Emil, which we are going to try and shoot here. Oh, there's the Emil showing me his side. 417 again. Like, you can see, it's just been a breeze. We're sitting at 2200 damage. Just made my way through the enemy team like no problem, eating like butter. And we're just going to continue to do that if we can on enemy opponents so far. There's the Emil once again. Nice snap for 463. My VK100 finishing him off. And then we can put on our adrenaline here and hopefully move on to the next opponent, which would be the T26 E4. We're going to see if we can get the shell right into his side armor. And, oh no, VK, what are you doing? Why do you do this to me? Well, we're going to see if we can get the shell out. We also got, like, the VK168. Ah, just went a little bit high there. Unfortunate. However, we'll just wait. Not too bad of an issue, although our IS-6 is being a little bit of a deputy doof, driving a lot more than I want him to, but we're going to aim a shell at this T26, overmatching his side armor, as we do have that really big caliber gun. And while he is being taken out very, very quickly, at least he caused a bit of a distraction for my team. Now, we are very healthy as it is, which is good, because that means I can take a shot, and as well, we're going to aim in right on the roof of that T26 E4, finishing him off. Now, where is my teammate? There is the SU-130 PM. I'm going to drive away from that Jagdtiger. I'm not sure what his plans are, but it's definitely not something I want to play with. So, is this Jagdtiger going to poke it? We also got the VK168. Nice snap into him, but he got me back as well in a very, very beefy high roll. Not necessarily what I wanted, because, of course, yeah, I can't afford to lose hit points, especially when I don't have much left. I'm now in the range for a one-shot, just a bit higher than average on both of those vehicles. Oh, we got very lucky that he didn't hit me there. I took a bit of a risk, but I just wanted to get out of there, of course. So, let's make our way into safety. I'm not sure where the Jagdtiger is, and with me being detected, not necessarily 100% what I want, but if we play this correctly, we can slip our way back over here, maybe getting a good distraction. The issue is that Jagdtiger's full health, and if I really want to put a good stance into winning this game, I got to get behind him. So, let's see where that Jag is. I don't see him currently. We've got the VK168 over there. There's the Jagdtiger, actually. There's one nice snap into the rear of his tank, and back up into cover. That Jag is actually AFK looking. Hopefully that SU-130 is going to do a good job coming up behind him. I'm just going to wait. If that SU-130 flanks him, it'll be a very, very good job. Let's just back up here, and maybe we'll be able to spot the 168. I'm going to put on my aiming reticle as well. Aim, and... Oh, do you want to poke it? Come on, poke it. Ah, good job from the SU-130. And with the Jagdtiger looking to be AFK, this is a fantastic game pulled out by the Chimera. Now, while this is, of course, an AFK opponent, still nonetheless, you can see that this is an extremely strong vehicle. The Alpha makes it ludicrously good in certain scenarios, and while this SU-130 probably is going to get the shell out to finish him off, as you saw, I also ran the Ag just to get that little bit of boosted damage there. This game was ridiculous. We probably mastered the tank, over 5,602 damage, and it shows a perfect example of why this tank is such an overpowered vehicle in my personal opinion. As you can see, mastery 5,600, even though we did have a bit of a struggle and we did rip apart an AFK opponent, nonetheless, we did a good job, and that's all that matters. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did and you want to see more like this, please let me know in the comments down below. As I said, the Shark, as well as a really strong tank, even the 5A, the VK90 are very strong vehicles. The issue is, why can't we just all agree to wait for the prices to drop and then you can all go ham? But, well, I guess that's the issue with auctions. As I said, first come, first serve. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you want to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. Let me know if you want to see more webcam videos, but other than that, I'll be seeing you in the next one.